Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. Wednesday morning. Good morning, folks. Welcome to the TBS The Truth Breakfast Show. 96.1, the heart and soul of Liberia. This is where national unity begins. Good morning. Welcome to Liberia's biggest breakfast show. Listen, we'll have a wonderful time serving breakfast up to 10 o'clock this morning. Try to wear a smile, even if it's difficult, just to get the day going. Good morning. Wherever you find yourself, however you're listening. This is the TBS. Good morning to the 15 counties. The love of liberty brought us together. Let justice be done to all. Think positive of your country. That's what I always say. In the midst of all I will do, country first. Good morning to our leaders. Oh, yes. Members of the silent listener. You don't call, you don't text. You always listen. Tune in your radio every morning. I'd like to say a pleasant good morning in your comfort zone. If you're driving in a car this morning, just increase the volume of the radio. Let's have a great time serving you breakfast. My name is O'Neill. This is O'Neill Roberts, Marka Davis, Marka Bazia Davis. I'll take time. Yes, I'll take some time to get used to the name. Maybe Marka Benjamin. It was going to be so easy. Yes, but it's great to be back. Well, we share this every morning. We try to do our utmost best. So, serve breakfast to all Liberian people again. We'd like to say good morning. One nation, indivisible, liberty, and justice for all. It's a pleasure. Good morning, Mac. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. So you don't have to really struggle with my that name. That's my name. That's my very original name.
Okay.
That name is as simple as Ba Zei.
Ba Zei.
Ba Zei.
No, it's not as
So
simple when you put
the
the
E.
E.
The
Yeah.
E now.
Ba
So it's
Zei. Ba Zei.
Ba Zei.
Okay.
Yeah. So good morning to all of you. I just got reminded that I was dreaming.
Dreaming.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. The spiritual people will interpret, but I
The
was seeing myself.
the spirit room is higher than the physical room.
Yeah, I was seeing
Okay.
myself in my hometown. I just got reminded.
Okay.
However, good morning to all of our wonderful listeners this morning. We are here again to serve you breakfast up till 10 o'clock. O'Neill Roberts, the magical man. You know what I call the magical man?
Why you call me magical man?
Yes, I've been, prior to even sitting on the radio with you, you have a huge control of the microphone, your tone on the radio. I mean, it's amazing. And
Hmm.
A lot of people, I received text messages where people,
Okay.
people, people will be praising, your tune on the radio. So I
Okay.
mean, you have a very
Okay.
marvelous tune on the radio.
Thank you so
And
much.
I'm not the first person telling you though.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So yes, good morning. It's great for us to be here again, Selfie Breakfast. The team this morning, Oni Roberts, Marka Davis,
Mhm.
Cooper Sanga is
Cooper.
here.
Cooper still putting his hair in the shadow. Look at
He's
Cooper.
processing for Myean Torgbean.
See this boy. So let me do a spiritual ring prediction. In time to come, you see this arm here, it's not, don't put the whole thing in. Those of you watching on Facebook,
Mm.
in years to come, probably this man could be presenter of the True Breakfast Show.
Oh yes,
Yes.
you cannot rule that
Yeah,
out.
you can root it
This
out.
is Truth FM.
Yeah, this is Truth FM. Anything can happen. Ball bounce.
Oh, Real TV One is here.
Yeah. Look, they begin mine to man.
Myean Torgbean.
Mine is the Uda Milgo for the say in the story.
The man went to do one interview this few days. They said there was a confrontation, between some DA agents and some young persons. In fact, it's reported that somebody died, whether it was in that process, but there's news of a 22-year-old man who lost his life. He did some interview with eyewitnesses and community people. They said that, however, we're expecting that the DA will come up with
A release.
yes, no, not with a release. They will come up to say what it is. We got actually contacted the communication department, but they've been on this transition stuff, so maybe
With the acting director general.
yeah. So most likely today, Myean will do a follow up with them to hear from the Orlando Demi, who is the head of communications there, or public affairs, if you may. Yeah, so I appreciate Myean for that. These are stories that the Liberian people want to hear and follow. So we're hoping that the DA can say what they're doing about that, whether there's an ongoing investigation, whatever the case is, so they can clear the air. Because the very first hand information is that the president died as a result of altercation between him and an agent of the LDA.
So that the Anthony Swap first tax there.
Yes, to investigate and ensure that what actually happened.
So I like going through document to make
because the community people say, oh, they think are having the matter because the people they were running behind all they wanted this, so and they even mentioned name. So we're hoping that the LDA will come out to do something about that, to bring details to the public. But we hope that Myean will follow up on that today.
Okay. Mine, we're getting ourselves double. That's how I have to load the instrumental.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know which side you're going to control.
Right after Thursday, he's on his way to Nimba. That's how Nimba leaders look like. That's why you see sometimes when some people see the kind of investment that some Nimbayans do in a county, They are like, but why you can't do this in Maserado? You know, the Mayans are hugely attached to the country, whether they are in politics, they are in business, whatever they are doing. So you can see that honorability doesn't spend exactly with him on the road without going to Nima.
Great. So let me deal with Thomas Fala before you do your lineup, right?
Mm-hmm.
He adjourned the
What going on in that, bro?
yeah. Like that the people son or came all the way. Yeah, that way that the people way small. Thomas Fala adjourned
This
section prematurely. That's lack of leadership. Look, even 3 lawmakers, you could still have section. We talk about 20 persons in section.
Does that mean quorum?
No,
I'm not
you go on the women. That's number right there.
So once it doesn't meet quorum, then it can't do the business of a
No, but at least
the
just but that Thursday will be the same thing because both of them are that return.
If you call them and say a bigger gentleman, you're kind of welcome.
No man, because the speaker is not in country. For that problem, you will have an arbitrary time to come to become speaker. What you did yesterday was disheartening to Liberian people. Even 5 lawmakers, you can make up something. But to just adjourn with 20 persons in chambers, look, I'm still here to think. But so all of the legislative that attack now is going to the executive. Why you are 20 in numbers? I see Marka's lawmaker there too. Ta still on holiday.
They say the deputy speaker justified that the reason why majority members was out of section is because one health issue, 2 travel leave. So I'm sure either my lawmaker is on travel leave, or the third reason was the constituency break. So that means some people say wrapping up from the countries to come. So maybe 2 of the categories. Either my lawmaker is out of the country or he's on constituency break. Most likely in Maserado now in district now. Because I have no record of that being in district now. So I'm not sure he's there now.
Yeah, to just adjourn about 20 persons.
Very good.
Yeah, man, that really got to me yesterday.
You know, made the director of press when they was calling you.
Yeah, but who answering?
So if the house doesn't meet quorum, they can't do the business of the Liberian people. So
yeah, man. But
it doesn't
in the meantime, man, Thursday will be the same thing. Trust me. Thursday. Yesterday you had 20, right?
We're hoping it will be at work, but once
when school open, normally they can say no good school in our Liberian context.
So yes, we could say
no good school.
We could say the reason is that the first day of school,
yeah,
so
no good school.
And maybe no teacher will come. And then it will stay away. But the deputy speaker said that the reason is maybe some people have health issues, some people on travel leave, and others may still be wrapping up from the districts.
And guess what?
Students break.
The senators will.
I know that's the reason why Robert Hayes is calling.
Look at the chambers here. Those of you watching on Facebook, so they won't need no justification. Look at the chambers here. You see here, empty. But the senators, they were all in numbers. Anyway. Yeah, that's just the intro. Let's do our lineup. Good morning, folks.
and you see one dream interpretation here. Who is there with their 1105 number? Dreaming seeing yourself back home in your hometown. It's not too bad. Maybe your village will miss you.
Yeah. Hey, guess what? We have the whole map of Bapolu County. Today will be displayed JKB map. Thanks to Pee-wee Sando. The map of Bapolu County. Anyway, do your lineup. Let's see what will happen in the lineup. Great.
Yeah, so as I do the lineup, let me say thanks to the Department of Press and Public Affairs at the Liberian Senate. They accepted our letter. Assigning Coris Kanga to replace Tega Gonda.
I saw Corey's post. I never understood the post. Taking Lai and Marka.
Yeah.
Corey's.
Yeah, so I officially put my signature on the paper, and the CEO and Director General put his signature on our document. And since we signed the paper, we have not seen Courage to come back and pay the signature fee.
Courage, that begin dress code should change now. They
bluff.
No, but the dress code now should change.
You should be wearing coat now with that.
Yeah, now today you wear Mercedes jersey, Arsenal jersey. You get that in the Senate. Yes, but let's all have
congratulations and thanks to Siafa Jala, Mr. Alfred Johnson.
Okay.
We continue to enjoy the working relationship with the Senate, especially the Department of Press and Public Affairs. So thanks for accepting our move to replace Henson, who is out of the country for study leave.
And Henson is in Belgium. Yeah, China.
You know, don't you want province somewhere. You might distance from the Beijing.
The living Virginia small thing. Yes, good morning to all of you listening. Good morning to the silent listeners. Thank you so much. Dr. Pee Wee Sano, good morning to you. District 1, Monserrado County. The mail reach out to Senators Darius Dillon. Dillon said, look, I campaign down, I'm coming back down there. So you're lucky.
Look,
District 1, oh.
You know, let me tell the Liberian people, look, it will come a time in elections that why rival political parties will be campaigning, the media too will be campaigning. The media will be campaigning in the sense that opening the eyes of the Liberian people as to what makes a good leader. It will come a time when the media will start to do that. And we will not just do that, but maybe sitting on our various platforms to do so. As they are going on campaign trail, we'll also be going there to tell the people what makes, and we'll be setting example of lawmakers who when they were vying for the seats, they were lying to the Liberian people. When they reached at the hem of authority, they turned their back on everything they said. We need to educate our Liberian people.
Great. We need to educate our Liberian people. Two things you can do in the country. You can compromise for education and health.
Yeah.
You can break the country like that.
Exactly.
Let's get the line up. Robert Hands, good morning to you. I've seen Robert for a long time, man.
Robert, the thing is clear. We already know. You're in me corona. Why you do business? Simple.
Okay. Let's get going. What's on the blow this morning?
Yes, this October 16, 2024. This show is proudly sponsored by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited. This morning, coming up shortly is the health tips with David Koti. We want to give him David 3 minutes this morning. For the health tips, that will be followed by the review of the local dailies. And again, in our studio chat, a deep look into Bapolu County, where illicit mining is taking place. We will present a map of Bapolu County to see where these things.
That map, we got a software.
It is sad for Bapolu.
Show the map.
It is so sad for Bapolu County.
The map is there. Put it
that small county with huge deposit of mineral resources. People there suffering, but people there are getting rich at the detriment of the people. The owners of the land are poor, while the visitors are getting rich and doing nothing in the county. So we'll talk about that this morning. Again, the Senate and the House resumed section on yesterday, even though the House could not do business because they didn't meet quorum. The Senate, we heard most of them talking about the role issue, the role of the executive, and all of that. We'll talk about that briefly. Then at 8:20 to 8:35 this morning, talk to your leader. Come on, where we give you the opportunity to participate on the show.
Aparapumbe. Chai.
You have prior information on this?
Yes, it's good. Confirm.
Okay.
Yes, confirm.
Yeah, so at 8:35 to 10 after 9 this morning, Hilary Mento, Chief of Staff of the Office of Senator Bill Tuawe, will be our guest on the first segment this morning as National Legislature resumes. President Pro Tem asking all senators to provide briefing from the break and all of that. So Mento will be here to talk about that. You also throw light on issues in Riverside County, especially the recent flooding situation in that part of the country and other contribution, the needs of the people and all of that. At 9:15, we'll bring you sports, entertainment, and commercials brought to you by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited. 9:15 to 10 o'clock, the head of the Environmental Protection Agency, Dr. Emmanuel Yuri Yapawolo, will be our guest on the last segment of the show, talking about progress and plans thus far since taking over at the EPA. A lot of troubles, a lot of engagement, a lot of sanctions, a lot of fines, a lot of shutdowns, and all of that. But I think he's been proactive, and it's pretty good that we'll have Dr. Yapawolo here this morning. I think he's one of our very important guests we've been trying to bring on for a couple of times, but at least he's accepted to be with us this morning. He'll be the last segment guest on the TBS this morning in the midst of all country first.
Great, country first in the midst of all what we do. So health tip, as David Conte is coming out of the health tip, I want to announce and I want to encourage the LMDC, the Liberia Medical and Dental Council. Dr. Kuya, we want to back you. Please make the media part of your team. To have this coming up, visiting clinics, drugstores who don't have permits. Yes, they have this vigorous inspection coming up very soon. So Dr. Augusta Kuya And the team, please, you make us part of it. Let the media, we just caught in a small promo you guys saw on the internet.
Okay.
Yes, you make the media part of it. It will help. There are some drugstores that are not supposed to be operating, you know. But if they want to do so, they should go through all of the necessary inspections. Once approved, the permit is given for 1 year. So Dr. Kuya and the team would like to say good morning. Yes, never caught this up.
Yeah, David Cody is coming up. Now we're asking about it. The House of Representatives reporter is Bill Lama. Bill is there covering the House for Choose FM. Good morning.
Good morning, Ambassador Davis, and good morning to you, O'Neill. Today, our topic is OTC. That simply means over-the-counter drugs. Over-the-counter drugs are drugs bought without prescription from the doctor. Now, it is always advisable to seek the doctor's advice before buying any medicine from the drugstore. In most countries, people don't just walk to the drugstore or pharmacy and say, I got malaria, I want malaria tablet. For example, if you keep doing that, for example, number one, frequent use of pain reliever for headache could lead to migraines or brain tumor. You know what migraine headache is? We talked about it before. When you have a severe headache on one side, it can even lead to death. Certain drugs can also lead to memory loss. Not all of the drugs, but there are some drugs you take it for a long time. Doctor did not tell you to take it. You just been buying it, taking it on your own. It can lead to memory loss. Certain drugs can also lead to kidney failure. Some people will have one kidney, some have two. So you don't know how many you have there. So if you just walk to a medicine store and inject you buying drugs, you don't know what might happen. If you have one kidney and it's destroyed, you're finished. Some drugs also lead to internal bleeding, especially when it is taken the wrong way for the wrong reason. For example, when you feel feverish, you feel warm, hot, and you just go to the drugstore, you say you got malaria, you want malaria tablet. Now, some diseases have the same signs and symptoms. When you have typhoid, you feel warm and hot in the body. When you have malaria, you feel warm and hot in the body, but you don't even know which one because the doctor has not tested you to tell you what to do. All you know, you have done your own diagnosis and you go to treat yourself. Now, when you take the wrong medicine for the wrong case, you can have internal bleeding. And even when you overdose yourself, it can lead to death. Sometimes people who even take herbs, you just grab your cup and you drink, you overdose yourself. This is why the doctor must tell you, you have 20 tablets, take 10 or take 5 or whatever the case is. But when you go to the drugstore, the people want money. I'm not saying that it is wrong to go to the drugstore. There are some places where you may not have a hospital to do the test. But once you go to the drugstore and you take drugs that you will take overblast, it might be a problem for you. You say 3 minutes, I got to jump quickly to remember this. Remember this. You don't laugh inside of us every day, 3 minutes. Remember this. High blood pressure. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Benign prostatic hyperplasia, which is commonly known as prostate enlargement, and prostate cancer are life-threatening. They can kill you. Most of you men sitting there, especially the two of you in the studio, I don't know when you ever did your test for prostate cancer or prostate enlargement. Please go and do it. The both of them can kill. And you can have both of them at the same time. That is the dangerous part. You got prostate enlargement, you got prostate cancer at the same time. One of them can already kill. Then you got all two at the same time. You don't even know you're sitting there because you don't do any test. They have the same signs and symptoms. I'm glad we talked about these two before in length. You know about them already, but we'll find a time again to come back to them. Now, in addition to having the same signs and symptoms, when you have prostate enlargement, the same signs you will see in prostate cancer. But when you can know that it is actually prostate cancer is when you start to see blood in your stool, in your urine, and in your semen. You know what a semen is? When you start to see blood in your semen and in your urine, in your pee, then it is cancerous. Then it is prostate cancer. But all of the other signs are not the same. Now, this is the misinformation people give to other people. One cannot lead to another. Some people tell people when you have prostate enlargement and you don't take it, it can become prostate cancer. That lie. No doctor has told you that. Not a bank can lead to that. Yeah, thank you for clearing your truth. Let me just advise you strongly. Please go to the hospital today and do your PSA to know your status, to know whether you have prostate cancer of prostate enlargement. Thank you very much for the time.
Thank you,
Thank
David
you,
Koti.
thank you.
But stop, don't be setting example on us, telling people that are listening to the radio.
No, but I'm going to say an example on you. When you ever did your PSA? You.
That's not your business.
When you did
They shouldn't eat our time.
Yeah,
Man.
they will leave. We did it last weekend.
Yeah.
David.
Oh yeah. Let's bring the review of the local dailies. Let's make it news from the print media this morning, right here. Starting off with the papers are Myean. I'm going off the Inquirer newspaper. Our first stop this morning. Liberia prepares for national oil spies response. It's a major story on the front page of the Inquirer newspaper. Grab a copy. At UNESCO, Education Minister calls for increase in international support. Well, Jaso Jala is here on the front page of the Inquirer. You can grab a copy. Still on the front page of the Inquirer, campaign for non-permanent seat at UNGA Games 10. Minister Ibrahim Yan discloses. Yes, Ibrahim Yan is captured here on the front page. Let's go to the back page. The back page here. Lack of quorum, council halts of constitutional resumption is on the back page of the Inquirer newspaper. Thanks for winning, Sewa Jimin, for the paper this morning.
Yes, the Data Observer newspaper PAC chair calls for Boakai's COS resignation. That's the chief of office staff and the minister of state. It says PAC, that's the Public Account Committee chair, calls for Boakai's COS resignation. He says if Modat can resign over allegations of purchasing a questionable or serious vehicle, why can Grisby do the same? Asks This is Representative Clarence Gar of District 5, Margibi County, on the front page of the Data Observer newspaper. It's a major story on the Data Observer newspaper. Still on the Data Observer front page, Liberia's quest for UN Security Council seat on course, says Deputy Foreign Minister Dr. Ibrahim Yen is captured right here on the front page of the Data Observer newspaper. Senate shift focus on electricity, health, and oversight. The program is right here and still on the front page. Liberia, why can we not change? This is panelist George Wisner outlines the dire conditions the Liberian state has and continues to endure, urges national accountability at Aja Convention. Well, this is George Wisner here. To the back page of the Data Observer newspaper, House fails to convene for first section due to it says what? Due to lack of quorum is right here on the back page. Still on the back page, recalls of public defenders hinders magisterial court functions. Liberian National Bar Association President Councilor Sylvester Renning is saying that right here on the back page of the Data Observer newspaper. Let's go to the next paper. Here is the Heritage newspaper. On the front page of the Heritage newspaper, for rice production, Liberia European Investment Bank finalized US 50 million loan. Yeah. Well, I'm seeing President Boakai right here on the front page of the Heritage newspaper, seated with some partners. They said for rice production, Liberia European Investment Bank finalized US 50 million loan. That's on the front page of the Heritage newspaper. Still on the front page, Senate bathing in corruption. PYJ opens up in plenary. This is Nema County Senator Prince Johnson here. He said, Senate bathing in corruption. And finally, on the front page, in implementing audit recommendations at 48 government entities, GSC report reveals slow progress. Well, Gaswa Jackson is there on the front page. On the back page, on International Day of the Girl Child, Vice President Kuhn pledges support for empowering girls. The Vice President is also captured right here. Shameful and embarrassing. RG Coleman laments police corruption, harassment, and abuse. Well, the Police Inspector General is right here on the front back page of the Heritage newspaper. Finally, Liberia's campaign for UN Security Council non-permanent seat gains momentum, says Deputy Minister Dr. Ibrahim Yen. He's also captured right here on the back page of the Heritage newspaper.
Yeah, so lastly, for because of time, and I have this paper is first of its kind. This morning, this is from the state radio.
Okay.
Yes, like raw broadcasting system.
And they called it?
Yeah, the Raw Times.
Raw Times.
Yes, introducing this. Let me just introduce this to the public. This is the first production.
So you want to call promo for it?
Yeah, quite a promo. Go ahead.
Yes. The raw time, first on the newsstands in Liberia,
No,
coming to you.
record.
Oh. Okay,
That's one of the, that's
got
one,
two,
that-
got two.
that's one of the highest thing broadcasting.
Yeah.
As the Rieto Brown last summer. during jingle, it's very high.
They want you to go. Somebody say, "But my God, they think something that you really need to go."
As the Rieto Brown to do production, another call. Let's do another call.
Got two.
Uh-huh.
Raw times come to you. Is that daily paper?
Yeah.
Okay, daily from information from across the country.
Now Newsday, you really there?
Yeah,
Newsday or
but
Newsday.
this is raw time.
Yeah, raw
I
times.
think it is coming for the first time.
Mm-hmm. And guess what? I like it, man. Real Times is promoting our own boss. Guess who's here?
Eugene Lamy Fagon.
Fagon. Rebranding
Fagon.
LBS. Yes.
Fact versus fiction.
Facts was official. Guess what? Fagon says he's back on the radio.
With fact versus
Yeah,
fiction.
he tired waiting now. The microphone and then passing for his mouth left.
Yeah,
right.
He
left,
tired with
right?
the podcast. He wants to
Yeah.
go on the air.
Live.
But
Yeah, so
I love the
yeah,
people.
I mean, this reminds me of the Renaissance communication. You don't have the Renaissance newspaper before,
Yeah.
but it's good. So, congratulations to James Nambo, the team at the Liberia Broadcasting System. Real Times is on the newsstand. How much dollar has been sold?
I'm not seeing prices.
I want the people that Derek Cody
Yeah, I
paper.
forget.
Derek Cody paper. Okay, it's free. Derek Cody paper.
Free?
Flash points.
It's
Yeah,
all free there.
flash point are free. Man, okay, y'all see they're picking that.
Oh, not for sale. Oh, really?
Yeah, not for sale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, free.
So it's raw times. The motto is truthfulness.
Mhm.
Number 1, volume 1, Wednesday, October 16, 2024. Not for sale. Wow. Liberia Broadcasting System, LBS Online, all of that. Rebranding LBS. How Fagon and team are reassembling the broken pieces at State Radio. That it leads to the Pana hairline. This is what we call Pana hairline.
La promo, okay. How Derek Cody started with Flashpoint. Flashpoint, Derek Cody will print 1,000 copies.
They got an interesting
Yeah,
story.
great story.
2 dead in fatal car crash in Lofa.
Mhm.
That's our story. Speaker
Mhm.
co-found legislature, executive relations. The
Mm.
speaker came on fire the video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Real Time. James Number and the team, rest of you say thank you so much. The show is brought to you by Orange Liberia and of course Echo Bank, the prime African bank. Good morning, welcome to the TBS. And yes, let's say good morning to the folks who always listen. You don't call, you don't text, but always tune in with us. Yes, Dr. Augusto Gallet, you always say good morning to our integrity team, the LMDC family, the Liberia Medical Dental Council.
Oh, okay.
They have a big inspection coming up. Don't please make the media part of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
I think they should do that.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's start out with Buffalo County. Let's go straight into Buffalo County. I want you to pull the map up. Those of you who are watching now, see this beautiful county. This is Buffalo. Yes. If it calls for you to take off our picture of the screen just to pull Buffalo, yes, let's do so. This is Buffalo County, and within this map, we're going to locate where mining, illicit mining. This county is very, very rich in everything, rich in minerals, in iron, all the gold, the diamond, a forest cover of Buffalo County located in Liberia, the western region. No, the western region is so rich. And today, look at this map. The Bonding Mandingo region, where we have Amara Kona is from. Amara, your map is on the stream this morning. Now, how we'll be doing to all of the lawmakers. Some of you, if they'll go to Nima or go to what's the other guy named? The senator, the general senator there. Yeah. Next we will bring Nima on the map. We'll do county by county. But today is Bapolu County. Amara is from the Bondi region. Bama in District 3, along with Boto Kanen. But guess what? Look at this map. You have the Koninga A and Koninga B, not far from Bondi Mandingo region.
Yeah.
So going down to the east part of Bapolu in Bokomu, this is where they illicit mining. Good morning to you, Wimmer P. Wimmer, I mean, we try to help mines and energy. We brought the whole map where illicit mining is. Maybe the people at mines and energy so don't even have the map. Sorry if I'm saying this. The illicit mining is going on seriously. Millions of dollars have been extracted, and the people in this county, it's a small county, but the poverty, lack of development is still hampering this county in Bapolo. Look at this belt right here.
Mhm.
I mean, we manage with the kind of technology we have. So I would not have that full display,
Yeah.
maybe like the CNN or Al Jazeera. But this era that is cycle
Yeah, with the red
with the
lines.
red line, all right. So you have Bema, Bokomu, Kanta, Bela Yala,
Mhm.
not far from Bela Yala. When you come down all the way deeper down, this is where Gao found the real minister operates his mining activities. This part of Bapulu is so rich, Maka. So the real minister, I mean, Gao found he doesn't have a company, but he's like a contractor, like a middleman. Any foreign investor that will come, will say, yes, this region have enough of gold or have enough of diamond. And we try to send this map to Amara. Amara, this is what happened in your own country. I mean, because of time, I mean,
Mhm.
we yet to see yet to, but today is just day one. We will do county by county and see if we can help fix our system. Because the county alone, people should be able to survive for what is coming out of the county. It will be second to know that millions of dollars, gold, diamond, taken out of the country. Go and see Babalu today, still underdeveloped. Development come with P. We saw yesterday on the boulevard, right?
Mhm.
What's this boulevard? SKD
SKD
Boulevard. There was
Boulevard.
demolition exercise there because of the development coming up. It comes with P. Babalu County, millions of dollars will push one town, Western Cluster today. Western Cluster doing some work. So am I right? They should disturb you. The reason why I brought on this map, they should disturb you. Look at your county. Look at your map. Look at your map. This guy was sentenced to jail, fine 30 million. He was released on 1 million bond. Can you imagine? Today, no one is saying nothing about Gaofa, the real minister. What kind of country is this? Let me borrow that from you.
I feel sad for our people in the local communities because these people look, the impact of illicit mining. One of the first things you have to understand is that it is not done by international standard. They do not regain the land that they destroy with the pits. When they say pit, the big hole they can dig in the forest, they can leave them there. They can't close it.
Mhm,
So illicit miners do not follow the international standard where you got to recover, the loss of land
mhm,
and forest
mhm,
and all of that.
mhm,
They just destroy the forest, the farmland, and everything. You think that only gold they're taking, or only diamond they're taking? It's not so. They're also destroying the farmland for our people. At the end of the day, you take the resources from the people, walk over them like you walking on the gravel, and leave them there in poverty. And they go to the election and vote for people. They say, well, among our sons and daughters who are contesting in this place,
mhm,
we trust this one. This one will serve our interest. This one will ensure that a gold and diamond or whatever mineral that God placed here for us will benefit us. When you guys come up the capital here,
mhm.
you turn your backs on the people in the counties. You turn your back on the people in the district. You leave their fate in the hands of illicit miners, people that we can call criminal, because to mine illegally is criminal.
Mhm.
You leave the people in the hands of the criminal. They destroy their farmland. They expose the land to degradation. They expose the land to erosion, to flooding, and all the negative things you think environment will give you when you harm environment. You leave it. You leave the people there. Now in Riverside, for example, there was major flooding.
Mhm.
That people houses got submerged in the flood waters. Some got broken down. Now they are looking for humanitarian assistance in the place there. This is the same thing happening in Bapolu. Look, Onu, I've been hearing about illicit mining in Bapolu when I was still in high school. Not more to talk about
Mm,
being journalist.
mhm,
Hmm? So this is an age-old thing. And some of us thought that people like Amara Conan and coming to the fore will stand for their land. They will stand for the people. But this thing is going on. The girlfriend issue. He used to be writing on Facebook. I don't know whether he had closed door meeting or what happened. We can't hear anything.
the
Boto
sentiment.
Cannon, where are you?
Yeah,
What's happening to your people?
yeah. Look at the map. This is Buto is not far from Amara. All right.
Okay.
So within Babul, you have the Noma, you have the Tonge,
Mm-hmm.
Konakanga, You also the B region, the Bondi Mandingo region, the
The
Bokomo
Bokomo.
region.
Yeah.
Yes. So there are other towns and
So
villages also
it
to
doesn't
retain.
matter which region which the senator comes from, but
Yeah,
this is
but I mean, there's
Buffalo
an
County,
oversight of the whole
and
county.
and you are there. This thing is long standing, and you don't do anything in the interest of the people. I mean, I feel so sad. I can tell you, I have people from places where I lived before, and they have gone to that place, to Bama, to
Mhm.
Pocomo, to all these illicit mining places. They go there, spend time, they come back, and they say, "Oh, mining there." But what happens? What happened to the roads? What happened to markets? What happened to infrastructure? Nothing in a place. The people of Bapolu go to Bopolu. How is Bopolu City like? Unfortunately, I have not been to Bopolu before.
Mm.
Yes, I haven't been there before, but I'm not sure whether they have paved streets. I'm not sure whether Bopolu City has paved streets. If anybody know about that, please, you can write and let us know
So,
the
so,
road condition going to the Koninga A and Koninga
not gonna get
B,
B. Yeah.
the Bondi
Bondi,
Mandingo region, the Bokomo,
Mhm.
the Tongle, the Norman region. What's happening there infrastructure wise? In terms of empowering the people. When you're taking the people land, they got something they call alternative livelihood. What alternative livelihood are you giving to them? Where they're supposed to make farm and do other things to survive, you are mining there, carrying big machines, dredges on the river, in the bush, and destroying their land. They don't have access to the land to make farm. What do you give them for alternative livelihood? Are you empowering them through business? What are you doing? Are you giving their children scholarships to go to school and learn to become a better people for the county? What are you doing for the people?
So the reason I brought up this map, because the man who was found 30 million got released on 1 million bond. 30 million fine, released on 1 million.
Really unprecedented.
Yes, he has resumed work. Those of you watching on the Facebook, Galfa, see him. They may have resumed full operation back in Bapolu County. What kind of country is this?
And you know the sad thing about it, on you, the legal people will tell you, and by law, it is prosecution that is supposed to say this bond does not match the crime that this person commit, or
Yes.
The charges, so we can't accept. So a prosecution does not raise any objection to say, well, we don't agree, then it will go through. So this is why we put a burden on the government to say, for example, the Ministry of Mines and Energy. I mean, so the government lawyers kept quiet. The man is fined 30 million, filed a bond of 1 million.
1 million.
And government lawyers said no, nothing. They interposed no objection to the bond,
Nothing.
and the man was bailed out.
And they transferred the case to a magisterial court in Bapolu County. Guess what? 4 operations have started with the same old man. What kind of country is this?
Somebody just wrote, said there's no paved street in Bopolu. There are 12 dusty streets in Bopolu City.
Look at that.
Jackson Phobe Colley, thank you.
Yes.
At least you just proved me right. So you got millions of dollars coming out of Bapolu, but it's even the capital looks like a village.
And another text says that nothing in Bapolu, when you go there, you crash. But guess what? Millions of dollars are coming out of
every week. Don't say more. Every week.
Every week. But so I'm thinking how Boto sits in section. Boto Kane. How do you sit in section?
I haven't heard her talking.
How do you, Amaraz a very popular guy on the social media. How do you sit in section when you see this kind of thing?
All the constituency break you have. What did you discuss with your people in Norma, your people in Tongle, your people in Koninga A, Koninga B, the Bondi Mandingo people region, the people there, what did you discuss with them? The people in Bokomo, what did you discuss with them? What did they tell you? What are their plights? You are their representatives. I know we're ringing the 2 senators' name because they are representatives that I don't know what they're doing in our house. I haven't heard them on the news. I haven't seen them arguing bitterly in section about issues. I don't know their names.
The lawmakers of
if you don't know their names,
the representative of
Bapolu. I think there should be 3. I think there are 3 electoral districts.
1 to 3.
Yeah, please say all their names because we don't even know what they're doing in the house there. Yeah.
So there's day 1. I think tomorrow we'll have some length of time. And trust me, we're trying to get all of the content maps, and we'll do it. We help with I'm laughing because it's sorrowful. Interestingly,
it's not sorrowful on you. It is frustrating and unfortunate that we have mineral resources that are supposed to develop the country, and we give it out to people, and they get rich out of the country and trample upon our people and make our people feel miserable while they are Liberians. People feel miserable while they are Liberians. They regret every day why they were born in Liberia. If you ask a typical Liberian person, they will tell you, say, I want to go to Europe, I want to go to America.
Right
If you get an opportunity to go to Ghana, where they were refugees and they got to throw them out of the camp to come back here, they will tell you they still want to go back to Ghana.
So let's have to fix the system. I
Oh
mean,
my
maybe calling some names will make some embarrassment, but on a very serious note, so close up on this matter. This is Buffalo County, a very rich county. Billions of dollars leaves the county every week, if possible, every day, shipped out of the country in millions of dollars. When there is erosion, who do you go
I
to?
wanted to you to say paved street. We say they didn't get road there.
Yeah, man. Anyway, let's pick a few calls. Hilary Mento is already in studio. Let's take at least call for 5 minutes. Yeah.
Yes. 0770-202-579-0777-285-961. The 770 is exclusively for the women. 0770-20.
Maybe you want to speak just directly to the Babylon thing. Yes.
So
So go ahead and do so. Because
let's stick to 1 minute, please.
yeah, 1 minute. Bring on Hilary Mento shortly.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Marka, David, and listen, good morning to Osama. The new living to come over join you this morning for basically to lower my campaign. People of Marka will need this morning. My concern is to the national police. You know, some of us, it has come to our attention that most of the police officers in Monrovia and around here, they are just moving around doing nothing. So you see, you go to the rural places, there's no police officer in town there. So this morning, I want to use the video to call on the police party to see our best. Some of these less business officers are moving around the city.
They get less business officer in Liberia. You know the police force. When I say force in terms of manpower in the country population, is it less business police?
No, but Marka, it will amuse you to know that the police force is only in the video.
Yeah, I agree with you on that part. But to say less business police is my issue. But let's take this caller. Good morning.
Good morning to Marka. Good morning to O'Neill. My name is Carlos Streamer. I do join you from Tomboro. Please, let me tell you guys in the studio this morning. You see, Liberia, our problem is our leaders in the country. One thing I think we need to pull ourselves together. When I say we need to pull ourselves together, the citizens need to pull themselves together. Instead, talk to the leader. We march to them with quality in our capital.
No, but man, stop that other thing there, man. How you march to somebody will call it. Let's go to the female line. I hope this is a female caller. Faboli Kamara says Bapalu is rich in resources but poor in infrastructure development. Yeah, somebody calling me say they get Boost Street, this and that. Good morning.
Good morning, Marka and O'Neill. Please, let me just talk real quickly. I am from Bapalu. I'm from Ogodo District. So my name is Pierre Mazikwe. I am from Medina, right in the heart of the city.
Okay.
Around Ogodo City. Okay, for the lawmakers, you know, it's not normal. For the number one, that's the Kwaninga Bell, where you got Kwaninga A, Kwaninga B. And for Bama Desert, you have Musaba Warrante. Okay. Okay, yeah, that was the Wiswa Bell.
Okay. Yes, Weswa, another place named Weswa. It's also another mining area, right?
Yeah. I was talking about my brother. Then we had the Tongo G before. Right, so for Bogo Desert, you have our Luther Collins.
Luther Collins.
Not familiar all the names you call him.
Okay. Ruka Collins husband. Okay.
Yeah, Ruka Collins, right?
Okay.
So for the case, the middle case, right, I did follow in Popolo. I was in the court on that day.
You mean the real minister Galfan?
Yeah, I was there. They don't have a Chinese people. I think they were about 12 or 13. Right, so when they came there, the prosecutor raised a motion that a bonfire for the tenant mayor who was 1 million was not sufficient. But he was not, he was not quite strong to get the ball down. Right, we were there, and that's how people left. And said that we are raising the issue on the voice of Babulu. Of Amakone, Kane, and the resident representative of Sinanomo, they have not said anything.
Who brings in a number here to explain to the people of Liberia, the people of Bapalu, what they are doing? Okay.
Okay, so there was money allotted for the city government.
Okay.
They put money in the lay of the place, and since then, that money is in oblivion.
What's the fate of the Emory Hospital? I mean, the Emory Hospital that was dedicated by George Weah.
Yeah, the only are some constraints. Though not 100%, but they're going to do it well.
Okay.
The new administrator.
So if what you are saying is anything to go by, there was allotment for pavement of streets in Bopolu City. There was lay off the street, but then no construction work started.
If you listen to the minister, he said Bopolu City is done. That was a lot. That was a fallacy.
Okay, what a time. All right. Thank you. Probably tomorrow we'll have some time on this one because of time. So the county have 3 representatives. Zina and Nomos of the CDC. Zina is from the CDC. Luther Collins is an independent candidate, one of the independent candidate. Mustafa Warite from the United Party. The 3 of them. I mean, we better hear them. We better hear them in section. But anyway, you don't know it all.
You don't know it.
You don't know it all. We have fixed this country. What kind of country is this? Babylon. Look,
more country than
we will get all of the county maps and see the millions that leaves our countries on a daily basis. The people still yet and still suffer. Rich country, poor people. Just that Samuel Jackson is a wrong messenger of that book he wrote. Rich country, poor people. I mean, Samuel.
See Humphrey Scott, the main one cry for Babulu business.
Yeah.
He said that is the reason you only see them in the county when it's election.
Rich country.
He said, Big Brother Marka, if you visit Bapolu, you will feel ashamed of our lawmakers from the county. Yeah, he calls himself the son of the soil. Yeah, Humphrey, how you looking?
Yes, let's go to Riverside County now, where Hillary Mantel is in studio already.
What I've been chasing them these few days.
Elizabeth Miney, look. I got to hold my breath, man. Just pick up.
Yes.
Because what's this mines minister name? Women Pay. He sent a team to the southeast.
Women Pay is an elder in the SDA church. When I used to work with it. Wait, I want to say something.
Go ahead, man.
So when I used to work with the Adventist radio, he was someone who is like, very high disciplinarian, someone who is straightforward, someone who makes things to happen, and even his political life at some point in time. In fact, people think that he could make things work, but at the level of the man, ministry,
women pay honor your wife. Anyway, let's leave it at the taste.
Anyway,
Hillary Mantel,
Mr. Mantel,
get it on screen. I mean, we have to see on the camera, but in the meantime, we can be going on. Go ahead, Hillary.
Good morning, O'Neill. Good morning, Marka. It's a pleasure being here once again. I left for your sense. The beginning of the year, when we had an opportunity to serve this nation in our own capacity as Chief of Office Staff in the office of Senator Bill Toa with the Riverside County. I came here once and we had some discussion. So it's a pleasure being back again.
You sounding as if you were in a flood affected area these few days.
Oh, yeah. Under no conditions that I can assert myself on it for the fact that my sisters, my brothers, they were all in the difficult positions. I think you heard from the report, more than 17 houses in Glaya were overflowed by water, and so people home got damaged. Most of the houses got damaged. The people got no way except where and through the interventions of Senator Bill Tuawe, who went strictly to the National Defense, the AFL, and then requested that people who had the technical know-how, who can stand water, who train in that very discipline, we called their attention. And by the grace of God, the AFL went in with the Coast Guard Department, and they went in with their professional boats, and they went through the Sesto River down to what we call Galaya, and then they evacuated the people. But as we speak, the people have been evacuated, but as we speak, there are other difficulties. Their homes been damaged. My brother, I didn't know that water could be powerful that way.
Was it the first time for such an occurrence?
Very first time in our history. Yeah, we have observed some flooding, but it had not even gone to the level the way it went. This is a first experience for Rivers. Look, even the road connecting sign from Atia, that Sesto River, that is my first time that I will see. And the water got overflowed until it went beyond the bridge. So I was surprised. So people from Sino, Atia could not cross over. So this was very scary. But our tension bid went down through the interventions of our senators, more especially Senator Bill Tuawe, who tried to play on this lobbyistic power, calling on other people. And even as we speak, per his lobbyist power again, we have about 450 bags of rice, oil, and other things, you name it, en route now to Riverside County, to the local leadership, and so that people who are homeless now can manage to survive while other interventions will be done in the sooner possible time. So,
All right, we're just making mention, Hillary,
Mhm.
of Babalu County. Do we have some mining activities in Riverside? I'm yet thinking because first of its kind to have that kind of situation in your county. Do we have mining activities in the county?
yeah, yeah, we got mining activity. We got a mining activity going on. That people who, like we speak, we got the beer mountain that is in the county, more especially the Atia Bell, and they try to test the soil to see whether they can get sufficient mineral, and then we have an annual discussion in terms of what they will bring on the table for the development of the county and the people.
Okay. Great. So, I said, Senator, in fact, since the return of section yesterday, I understand the protein have asked them to make reports from the break. How was the break? Other than she gave a report.
Yeah, we are grateful for the Liberian Senate through the leadership, the presiding, like you rightly stated, the President pro tem, uh, Madam Nobly Kanga Lawrence, gave each of those senators the opportunity to share their experience through the break. You know, for us, it was saddening. Okay, and people have different things to say in terms of what they went, but our own was saddening, and the only thing that our senator could present on was the issue of the flooding, and we want to be bravo to them because that was an issue that the national government needed to know. Yet the Republic of Liberia. So we are grateful to Senator Bill Tuawe that he was able to give the details and still using that platform yesterday to call on the national government for this intervention because people are made homeless right now. So now, even though food is going in and they have managed to rescue them from their town and the water is going down a little bit, but the people need to live. Where will they settle? That's a major problem. So the senators used that opportunity to call on the national government to do an immediate intervention. What is it necessary? What can we do to provide shelter for the people? What can we do to provide feeding while we are in the process of thinking about shelter, the feeding? So that was a heckling call, and most of our citizens of Riverside County, we said bravo to the two senators because two of them presented in the same line about the floor. So the floor was an issue that overshadowed all the things that they had negotiated during the break. Later, uh, we got to know that Senator Bill, after he lamented about the flooding, he later told the Liberian Senate, Riverside is a peculiar county. With all of the resources we got, we are yet to be developed.
Mr.
So,
Mentor, what are the immediate needs of the people currently? We understand the water level is reducing. I know the Ministry of Health also sent a team there to do an assessment of the
yeah,
conditions and all of that. But what's the current condition there, the immediate needs of the people?
I'm grateful that you had the video and you show it. Now the water level is declining a little bit. What we need to do now is shelter for the people. Look, if the people you see there, when the people were being evacuated from their home, those houses you see were all broken down, being broken down by the floor. Now they were evacuated by the Coast Guard of the AFL. Now they are all sleeping. They are being displaced in other area. How do they go back home to establish themselves? Where do they get money from to build their homes? How do they start? Where will they begin from? This is why the people that have the oversight of the lawmaker, more especially Senator Bill Tuawe, came in and amplify his tune. We need to get involved into the issue of Riverside. The national government must get involved to provide shelter for the people. This is not just only feeding, even though we say bravo to the disaster and Beer Mountain through the lobbyistic power of Senator Bill Tuawe. 300 beds was provided by the National Disaster Team, and 150 beds were provided by Beer Mountain. But the senator is still crying on that the people need shelter. The people need other things. You just look at it. So I think it is something that the national government need to see reasons to get involved continuously as they are doing, and we want to use it, but the medium to also say bravo to the senator for because he proving us the essence of lawmaking, the oversight and responsibility in the lawmaking. I think he's doing well. In fact, he even told us that Riverside need to be as compared to other counties in terms of city. It is lamenting, or it's saddening that to know that Riverside got only a single city that is a central city. But the senator, through his briefing yesterday, told us that there is a bill to create that pattern as a city. Oh man, when we heard it, we felt that I think God is gradually hearing the prayer of the people of Riverside.
Well, that is great. Again, the reason we still focus on the humanitarian aspect because this news was, I mean, was terrible. A lot of people, were interested in what was happening to our people. Are there plans? Whether because you don't know, I understand that that river is almost like around that town.
Yeah,
Are there plans to permanently remove the town, or what are discussions surrounding this issue?
yeah, Marka, I want to be frank with you. If you ask me whether there's plan as to whether the people will go back or to find another place, people who are specialized people in the area, in the environmental health, they will give us their advice. But for
Okay.
me, as a literal person, I think with the climate change and for what we have seen, I think there are reasons that national government found a way that those people get another place, for permanent stay, shelter. You cannot have them ready because you see the strength, the way, the form and manner in which the water came out. So the houses they build are mud houses, and normally the permanent enemy to those mud houses are water. So once they're being hit by water, of course you would notice that the wall of those houses will run down because it is only mud that can overpower and only water can overpower the mud houses. So we are not thinking about those houses. Those houses gone down already. But those who has the professional and technical know-how in the court of Senator Bill 12 that they need to do the feasibility study and present as to what we can do now to create a room, another medium for those people to have a shelter. I think that's what it is.
Okay, that sounds good. We are hoping that the necessary actions will be taken
Mm.
to prevent our people. Our people already are poor, struggling with poverty. For them to be also facing natural disaster of such kind is difficult. But let's talk about the legislative break. The senator they were on break, even though they were called back to act on some national issues. Tell us the engagement with the people back home. I mean, what are the plights of the people, and what agenda has it come with back at the capital?
Yeah, it's just simple. Senator Tuawit displayed that, and he in his briefing, in his 3 minute briefings, he said that to the national legislature. Rivers says
Did he
need
brief the people in the county?
you talking about briefing the people? Oh yeah, about briefing the people in the county is a continual thing. Whether you in county or your other county, it's a continual thing. People or rivers will come out, or if you get there, they will come to you. So that have been a continual discussion. But for this month, all of us know that the issue of the role, there is the first time in history that the Rivers role was being barred as it is. I hope I being rejected. I'm saying the fair thing, and I'm not saying our rule have not been bad before, but the way we observe this rule, this rainy season this year, it was terrible. So, senators,
You want to attribute it to the rains being heavy
it being
or
heavy.
heavier this year than
It
previous years, or you want to attribute it to the fact that the intervention done by the Ministry of Public Works contributed to the condition of the road currently?
look, you just said it clearly. In the history of this country, what we learn, whether we are engineer or not, what we know is that dry season is a time you use to maintain road. If you carry yellow machines on the road during the rainy season, then you will increase the problem. Because anywhere you try to maintain, as soon as you turn your back and then the rain comes, you will notice that everything will turn into nothing but mud. So it contributed to the road being more poor as compared to other years. So what we are saying here is that we're not looking at the politicking of that thing, but we're looking at the reality. What can we
I'm not
do?
even focusing on the politics. I'm looking at the impact on the people's life over there. I know we have a couple of friends who travel to Sesto
Yes.
and other part
And
of
all of us who
Riverside.
travel there, like me, we had to go by motorbike. And this year, sometimes you reach your place that 3 or 4 men had to throw the motorbike in the air and before you cross. Yeah. Sometimes you can't make it. The motorbike will leave. Sometimes it leave in the morning and then it's spoiled. Sometimes you manpower have to come and lift it in the air. These are the kind of conditions we've been going through. So we want to join and we want to encourage the senator, and we want to say bravo to him that he managed, okay, and to make sure to go for the interest of the people. Now, he told us in the assembly and then before at the session that this is a document being prepared, we call a bill being prepared right now, to create Yapata as a city.
But I can't talk about facing the road first before you create another city.
No, listen, the rule is there's call being made already. Okay, and that's why other lawmakers fail because they don't have plan A, plan B. So Senator is saying, in as much as we have the floor and everywhere is damaged, we have called on the national government intervention to do what she can do for the people. Now, that has been the all of them that involved. But what happens after the rule being faced? And what next is the issue of the bill. And bill is not just a thing that you present and then you leave. It's a discussion. So the bill, according to him, will be presented by next week, and so the legislative part of it can be done. That people will debate it, and who knows how many times will they go in terms of debate.
What's the importance of creating Yapata as a city?
Yapata is ideally located markets. You cannot have a county like Riverside to have only a pitiful city. Look at the geographical locations of Riverside. Look at it. Riverside is centrally located. You can use Riverside to get to Sano. You use Riverside to get to Grand Cruz. You use Riverside to get to Grand Gide, Neymar County, you name it. And then we have only a city. Look at, do a comparative analysis between Riverside and Grand Cruz. Other Canada have more than 30 cities. And no, don't laugh. I'm going to be real here. And then you got Riverside.
Start making me to laugh because they say Grand Cruz has many cities.
So then you have Riverside, who is ideally located only a single city. So the senator is thinking beyond all reasonable doubt that this county need to be compared with other counties in terms of modern development. If you have Yapata as a city, you know what it will do for Riverside? It will add up the beauty of that county, and the people will have means to survive. And it will give way to commercial activity.
Okay.
Because Riverside, you knew Riverside is
And I think it will also give rise to new infrastructure.
That's
projects.
right.
Okay.
That's right. Those are things that enhances what we call modern development. So we're talking about modernization. Then Riverside need to have her part and share of that.
So this thing could not be a one-man thing. Tell us, what is the relationship? What is the cordiality within the caucus of the county? Because I think as a united force, you can achieve more.
You're right. Earlier, if you listen to my intro, I congratulated the senators because from where I sit that I'm chief of office type for the senator. That's why you see me amplifying my tone because I can better discuss.
Small country over there, when the lawmakers now agree to work together, sometimes they will face difficulties in breaking through.
Because I can better discuss the issue of Riverside Bill Travel because it's where I'm seated.
Okay.
But when you talk about
But you
cordiality,
should also know the relationship within the caucus now.
that's what I'm saying. Bill Travel is being elected as the chairperson of the Riverside Legislative Caucus. And one of the first things he told the caucus is, in as much as we are all yearning to work toward Riverside, but the first thing we will want to work on is a cordiality when you're talking about working relationship.
Mhm.
So yesterday, if you ever observe in plenary, the two senators, Senator Wellington Jeffen Smith and Senator Bill Trawe, they presented from the same line. Senator Wellington Smith was the first person who presented, who had the opportunity to present, and he presented nothing else but the floor. So if you listen to Bill Trawe, he came on the same issue of the floor, and he went and detailed it. So if you look at that, you will know that the two guys are working together. They're giving priority to their county. So with the issue of cordiality is working. There's nowhere. Look, let me tell you, Marka, there's nowhere you have people of such level working that Sometimes they will disagree. That one is just part of leadership. You can disagree with that. But the ultimate goal is we must achieve what we want. After we should have disagreed, then at the end we must agree to let the reason why we are here for to be accomplished.
Okay, that is good. Um, Again, your boss most of the time is quiet, is cool moving, and sometimes people raise concern. He's not too much seen in the public a lot, and sometimes people are raising concern about, well, is the senator okay? Is he strong enough? What can you say about the physical condition of the senator?
Excellent. It's very excellent. The senator is strong. The senator is motivated. The senator is a giant. Look, let me just tell you something,
They
Marka.
already call him the elephant.
That's what making the giant. Elephant. He's a greater elephant ever. And let me say this, Marka. When you are being given the title to being a statesman, you managed your public appearance. It
Okay.
is not you that will appear everywhere. Everywhere they have bicycle issue, you appear. No. The senator is now placed in a position to do what we call a high concentration for the modern development of the people of Riverside County. What can we do? What kind of idea that I can solicit to put Riverside on par with other counties in terms of development? So the senator spent most of the time in his office, in his home where he had an inner office to write paper. And as a result of his silent move in concentration in his home and in his office, now a bill is coming up very soon
Okay.
to add of the cities of Riverside County. That's what we love. So it's not just many appearances in public places and you're doing nothing but attending to your social right. No. Bill is quiet and strong in his quietness. No, his silence is in his strength is in his silence, so that he will be having the opportunity to write more. So we who are the direct people who monitor Riverside, the citizens of Riverside, we want to use the time to say, Senator Bravo, in the soonest possible time, now that you have said the people of Riverside County, we think he has done more. And we think with this, when he continue, the more will come out for the people of
Yeah,
Riverside.
we hope the next time you are bringing a senator here, we want to interact with the senator on the show. For the sake of the Liberian people, he's not only um just senator for
No,
for
no, no,
for Rivers State. He's
no,
also
no, no,
senator of the
Maga.
Republic of Nigeria, and the
That
Liberian people would love to know his vision and what he stands for.
that's what we know. When you are senator, you represent the county and the state.
Yes.
But this is a senator who would like to come to public places like or in the media, where he will make count one, count two in terms of his achievement.
Sure.
So senator is being elected as a senator. He now is sitting senator. The man is a friend of the media. But when he comes to the media, he want to say, "Look, since we got elected, this is what we have done." How many years now? Not yet. We have not completed one single year. So the senator is concentrating on what he can do to put Rivers on par with other counties. So in the sooner possible time,
Mhm.
after the years, when the other thing that he's working on come out, I can assure you, the center will call a major press conference, and he will love to be coming here, and so we can discuss it way out of Rivers. He himself. That's why we call him the elephant. The man is an educator. He loves to come in the public or in the media so he can provide teaching. But what do you bring as a teacher? That's what he's working on now.
Okay. Well, Hilary Bento is the Chief of Office Staff in the office of Riverside County Senator Bill Twawe. He's here this morning talking about issues in the county, including the bad road condition due to the heavy rainfall, as well as the recent intervention on the road, which has helped to, I don't know what I should call it, help to make the condition worse on the road. He's also mentioned about the flooding in parts of the county. They are calling for help to provide support to the affected community there in Riverside County, as well as the workings of the senator at the Liberian Senate in the 55th legislature. Call us this morning to ask, maybe there are questions we didn't ask, something you want clarity on. Call 0770-202579, 0777-285961, 0777-285961. This one is for the male and the female line 0770-202579. So the first caller this morning on the show, please lower the volume of your monitor. Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning. Go ahead. You're live.
Yeah, I'm Charles for Charles D.
What if enough men got to do with Riverside's issue?
Pushing your back to be the second state in the state, the one you can push you, your general for Asia to be the third state.
They can do what?
Pushing your pastor to be the second state in the second state, the one you can make Asia to be the third state.
But we'll have the second one first before you think of the third one. Yeah, okay, thank you. That's your concern. You will address that. That's your concern. But let me take this caller right here. Then when you get two, I think you can talk about three. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Marka.
Morning.
I said good morning to you. John is our colleague from Public Community. The deliberation, it just sounds like one massive leading administrative education. You know, that kind of speak for it just stay all alone.
Say what you want to say. That, but what else sweet or what? What is your concern?
Okay, you asked me a question. What's the discussion? And it says how it is finishing. What the breakdown you went on. Did I address that? When you address that? The second line you thought was a listed power and said that this. I want to know from you what is finished of the on speed by the people.
Okay.
Remember, it was so, it was, I keep on coming at it. Never. Material for our people. They mean I keep on all the way for me.
Okay, yeah, but any get connection to the country too. Meantime, a disaster, anybody can give helping hands. However, you address your question. Good morning.
Good morning, Marka.
Morning.
This I just got one question for the chief of the staff that I've seen in there.
Okay.
Do they have the population, the size, the space for a city? You know that you be a big supermarket, big banks. You can just say you want city because you want city. You got the population, you got the space for buildings. I mean, people houses that got broken. You can't even build the houses. Then you want city where you have banks, hospitals.
But our Grand Group have more than 20 cities. Then we also get only one people city now.
Because they don't have the size, they don't have the space.
Yeah, but all right, how you say that? You been there?
My question to him is, do they have the population?
Okay, thank you. You will answer your question. Good morning.
Good morning, Marka.
Good morning.
Thank you. My name is Alfred Ernesto Wadisako, and let me say good morning to my people Hillary Mento in the studio. My question is integrity and character of beings. People Mento have been doing for a very long time, and I know it's there for. My question to you is, how do you feel serving as chief of office staff to a Maniski section corrupt individual?
You see now, that's the issue. There have been no court that have convicted a man on corruption, so you can publicly call him a corrupt.
Mental respond to that question. Hillary, let's hear you. Let's hear you responding.
Well, that's good. Let me deal with the issue of Charles first. Who said if we are pushing the agenda of the idea of Yapata being a city, then why don't we think about RTR? That's a good one. That shows that the citizens of Riverside are concerned. They want to be on par with other counties. It is true. I think if the senator would think about pushing Yapata to be a city, then I think RTR will be the next. But the first thing first, let's deal with Yapata. You know, Yapata is the oldest commercial area. So with the population is there now is glaring. So let's push Yapatan first, okay? And like the other guy who was asking after whether we got the size, hospital, city, the space, and what have you. And let me just tell you, people who writes bill and for them to create city, they don't just write it and then automatically it becomes be a city like God spoke and let there be light and it was light. Absolutely not. You have to carry technocrats, people who study the feasibility study, and to find out what are the necessary things are there that make that place a city. So when the senator writes, as he has done, those things are being put into place. So when the senator is saying, sending a bill in plenary for debate, he shows that all of those things have been done. So to answer the question directly, yes, we have the space, we have the size, we have the population. Thank you very much. Then, with the issue of my brother Alfred, I listened to how he speaks. In this time, people will want to be political in everything. But let me just tell you, Senator Bill Tuawe is open to any form of legality. Anybody who feel that Senator Tuawe is corrupt, look, the person has a right to go to the court of competent jurisdiction and let Bill go and answer himself. Look, the issue of Bill being corrupt, as it been alleged, it is this America who feel that Bill is corrupt. And Bill has spoken on them more than 100 and some more time. Take me in the court of competent jurisdiction, bring your evidence. He will come with equity must come with clean hand. Bill has amplified it on this thing. There are no one person from nowhere, even for the United States, to come and say, look, let's go to the court. So, but yet, because America has spoken about that, you believe that Bill is still corrupt. Absolutely not. It's not by allegations once it being condemned to. But man is condemned unto the action based by the ruling from the court of competent jurisdiction. As far as we are concerned, Bill is a clean senator, very clean. He had not been guilty to any allegation to in any court of competent jurisdiction. So we were respecting, and I urge you to respecting honor this law. Thank you very much.
All right, Oscar, as you close up, any final word?
Well, we are grateful. We have seen the taste of the senator. We think the senator is up to the task. The senator is a writer. The senator is a former lawmaker. He has proven in the House of Ed.
Is he the only senator in that county? I mean, just making mention. Oh, what happened?
No. Let understand this here, Marka. I am here in my capacity as a chief of officer to the office of Senator Bill Tuawe.
Mm-hmm.
I have not come to speak as a chairperson or as the spokesperson of the caucus. No, I have come to speak on behalf of my office. Earlier in my intro, I lifted praises on the two senators because of what I heard them say yesterday.
Meanwhile, your own senator is doing more anyway.
No, but if you call me now to list those achievements right now, I will come down with it with no asking anybody because it's where I am.
Yeah,
so I'm grateful to you for the invite, and I hope we will have the kind of continuous.
Next time we'll have to bring the senator in person, man. Instead of Hillary Mentor, man. Let's go one-on-one Bill Tuawe, man.
I think that's important. What we need to do is just leave the invite. We leave the invite. I think the senator will have a lot to say as it relates to the floor. So the way he's fighting, he's doing his representation in the interest of the people. As soon as it is done, those fools are being delivered in the county and the people get shelter, then Senator Bill Tuawe will come in his elephant size to discuss the issues.
Okay. Great. Hillary Mentor, our guest right here. Let's go for our break. We'll come back. We'll bring on the Environmental Protection Agency. Boss Dr. Yuri Yakpawolu, the EPA boss, is coming up on the next segment of the Truth Breakfast Show, 96.1. After this, our commercial break coming out this morning on the TBS. Don't go away.
I said, Chi, my son Teddy Rakaye, you not pay your EDC bill? Yeah, Mama La Bra, never buy my car. You sure? How you buy it? Because send the money, I see you moving from here, sir. But I have to move from my house before I buy car. I use orange money right on my food to pay my EDC bill. Oh, so you can use orange money now to pay your EDC bill? I will not leave your transfer until you show me the code right here. My Oma, the Tina. If you're using a USD account, just that *144*141#. Or when you're using your LRD account, that *144*231#. Or better still, you can use the Orange Money app and pay your LEC bill right on your Celtic bank. And the good thing is, with Orange Money, you can buy your LEC token with no service charge. I said, my son Teddy Rap, thank you. Yeah, I'm going to tell all my friends in the market that we can use Orange Money to pay our LEC bill. Thank you so much. Well.
Tano, have you heard about EcoBank Back to School giveaway?
I haven't. Tell me about it.
Tano, for every Western Union, MoneyGram, RIA, or Rapid Transfer transaction done at any EcoBank branch or sub-agent location, you can get a prize. So,
Well, I'm not understanding you. Tell me about it because my brother said the children will be first thing tomorrow.
okay, listen again. Whether you send money or receive money through Western Union, MoneyGram, RIA, or Rapid Transfer at any EcoBank branch or sub-agent location, you get EcoBank branded copybooks, pens, pencils, and many other items.
Julie, get it now. I will definitely go to EcoBank for all my Western Union money grain via a rapid transfer transaction. That is EcoBank way of saying, welcome back to school. EcoBank, the Pan African Bank.
Okay, yes, welcome back to the last segment of the TBS. So in 4 minutes, we'll link up with from the EPA boss, Dr. Yure Yakpawolo's already in the studio. So let's go for the short music break as we link up with in 2-3 minutes from now. This is the TBS. And let's welcome Sam Adjivon. It's called It's Up to You.
Message comes to you from the National Elections Commission. Let your vote make a difference, because every vote counts. Vote wisely. Vote Liberia. It's up to us in unity. It's up to you. My friend, it's up to you. My good friend, it's up to you. When you vote Liberia, it's up to you. Liberia has won. It's up to you. My friend, it's up to you. Liberia, it's up to you. When we come together, it's up to you. Liberia has won. It's up to you. We shot the world back in 2005 when it just makes so much sense. Don't matter who wins, as long as they are citizens. Now we be tested again. Young, old, women and men. They're like me, land of liberty. Back then and now and forever to eternity. Life
It's up to you. Yeah, man. Yeah, so it's 40 minutes. Gotta dive time down 9 o'clock. This is the breakfast show. Thanks to the guys. 96.9 in Saclipede, 96.1 in Bond. I'm relaying. I'm understanding Cyprian and the rest of the team say yes. You guys are live across Nimba County, Bon County, Bapolud, River Says, River G, Grand Bassa, carry our broadcast live this morning. My name is O'Neill, and of course, Marka is right here. It's a privilege to have the face of the Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA for short, Dr. Yuri Yakpawolo, who have accepted our invitation despite reaching like 10 p.m. last night from Nima.
Wow.
Yeah, still have to make it up this morning. That's
Yeah.
his national duty.
Absolutely.
Yes. That good morning to you. Welcome to the TBS. Great seeing you again. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, O'Neill and the team is studio.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm
Now,
getting ourselves back to back. Might have to work
Maya,
on that.
yeah, go and do something about
Yes,
it.
has to do
There's
that.
some-
So as we make some adjustment, I'm gonna have this conversation from now straight up to 10 o'clock this morning. So much about the EPA, what is happening with the EPA, and a lot of things within the Environmental Protection Agency. So that is our guest this morning, right? Shell, let's see if we're good to go. I'm good to go. Now let's go again. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing okay this morning. I think there's a little bit of feedback there, but after a long trip to Nima, so I came back last night, and just this morning actually.
Okay, you good? You are very good. I think I've controlled it from
Yeah,
my end.
yeah. Just this morning, I was in the office
Mhm.
around 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
A friend of mine called me. I just driving by. I'm seeing your car, man. We spoke last night. You're on your way from Nima.
Mm-hmm.
You are in the office this early? I say yes. I'm normally here between.
After all of our numerous messages, are you
Yeah,
coming now? Are you coming? You
yeah,
said
yeah,
just
yeah,
arriving 10 p.m. No time to rest.
Of course, Biff quick went to bed. I have to pass to the office this morning, and normally I'm at the office anything between 6:45 to 7 o'clock.
Really?
That's
Hmm.
the time I
Wow.
normally
That's a
get
good
there.
time.
And then
Okay.
I went there this morning because I needed to sign a series of documents also because over here I'm on my way to Buchanan.
Okay.
So this is quite a busy office, but we set up for this, and so we have to do it for the sake of our country. It's a serious responsibility, and we take it very seriously.
Yes, and it is not too strange to me because I know when you were not in government, other initiatives you used to do, most of the time you were always
Mhm.
in other parts of the country, like especially Bon County. And I know a couple of my friends who have been working with you always talk about,
The time
your
to
work,
time
your time
conscious.
and work habits. So it's not strange. I think it is good that the president have you where you are currently. So, but let's talk a little bit. How is the EPA since taking charge? I think this is our first face to face interaction since you took over there.
So yes, very important question. And since this is our first, our intro here, saying taking over the EPA, it's good that I give you some background information
Mhm.
to you and all of your listeners. So we took over the EPA. I was appointed, I think February 17, and I
Mhm.
took over February 19 at the EPA. We few a few weeks later, you all heard about the Supreme Court. We went to the Supreme Court. And we spent almost 2 months in the Supreme Court at the end of April. Then the court restored me at the EPA. Then I came back at the EPA.
Mhm.
But our baseline really is the JPTT report stemming from the EPA. What was
What is
at the
that? JPPT?
so the Joint Presidential Transition Committee report of the
Okay.
EPA is our baseline. This was the time to transition from the Weir administration to the Bwakai administration. In
Okay.
between there,
Mhm.
the Joint Presidential Transition Committee to help to transition all the government agency. And they were divided into groups, and there was a group that worked at the EPA, led by the Honorable James Fomaya, and they produced a report in terms of the standing of the EPA at the time.
Mhm.
Basically, the report, there were non-compliance, at least in the report, the summary of the report talk about non-compliance with financial accountability, non-compliance with just a lot of stuff. So the former administration there was not willing to give them much more information. So they didn't go much in details because there were non-compliance.
Mhm.
But when we took over, we started to look in between. Mainly, I can speak about just one.
Mhm.
As of February, the financial standing of the EPA in the main account of the EPA, the operational account of the EPA, has $325. That's when we are reporting at
That's what you made there.
yeah,
325 USD. Okay.
yes, that was
For
that.
operation funds.
Exactly, the
Mhm.
EPA
Mhm.
main account where we do income expenditure. There were it was, and so the EPA was quite in a very bad shape in terms of financial position and many other things. However, since then we have instituted a number of mechanisms to ensure financial integrity and accountability at the EPA. One of the first things we did was we left everybody in their places. We didn't really we didn't carry on a dismissal. We didn't carry
Mhm.
on any type of transit. I mean, moving people here and there. Initially, we left everybody in place. One thing that happened in the former administration was that a number of staff was summarily dismissed during the election.
Mhm.
Qualified staff of the EPA they were
Mhm.
dismissed. About 6 or 7 of them they were dismissed by the former administration. So that matter came before us. We constituted a small committee to investigate the dismissal and submit a report.
Okay.
From that report, it was indicated that yes, there was no need to dismiss the people. They didn't really, the action did not amount to dismissal.
Mhm.
We took it to the senior management. The senior management approved and gave us the power to reinstate those people. So we did that
Okay.
by the recommendation. Um, then also we set up two boxes. I always like to talk about these boxes because they are very powerful. If you want to carry on transformation, learn how to gather intelligence. It's very important.
Mhm.
Learn how to for people to speak freely without any fear of repercussion on
Mhm.
what they say.
Mhm.
Freedom of speech and expression, even in the institution, is very important. So we wanted to know what was going on with the EPAs. Something we started at the college, we just brought it there, set up two boxes, called one innovation box, called the other one grievance box, and we advertised to the employees, you write anything you want to put in there. Anything you're not satisfied. You
Mhm.
have never been satisfied with
Mhm.
up to this point, or you're not
Just
satisfied,
drop it in the box.
call that.
Don't attach your name to
Don't
it.
put your name to it. Just
Okay.
call that grievance. Put it there. How do you want to see the EPA improve? Put that in the innovation box. And
Mm.
those are living boxes. And my special assistant checked there every now and then. We got a lot of data from the boxes. We got a lot of information about, if one person saying the thing is an isolated event, but 5 or more workers pointing to the same individuals or talking about the same thing, then we look into it a little bit carefully.
Mhm.
So based upon that rich data, we realized that we needed to do some transformation
Okay.
in terms of moving people from one point to another. Not necessarily because they are bad people, but to place them in the right position. because clearly they were misplaced people, and because of that, the productivity was low. So we carry on series of transformation, moving people here and there. We did not really cut anybody's salary down. So in most instances, you move to the new portfolio in the same pay level grade, your pay is maintained. And we did not bring new staff on board that much. No. It was just really the same core staff of the EPA, the senior management, we did some transformation. And since then, we started to see a lot of results. As a result of that, we are seeing an EPA that is much more professional, that is much more aggressive in terms of enforcing environmental laws of Liberia. And you're seeing that we carry out a number of fines, we impose a number of penalties, we close a number of companies. That is a result of this kind of transformation at the EPA. Our financial position, the whole government financial position as a government, I always point to the fact that our budget's been a little over $700 million, we say is very small in terms of mega development. So we need to carry on the budget a little bit higher than the current stage. I always say that the University of Wisconsin system I graduated from, the second best public university in the U.S., it has a budget of $2.5 billion. So so you get looking at one university. No, I'm telling you, it has a budget
$2.5 billion.
University budget.
I'm telling you.
And your budget EP is what? Is it
You didn't talk about the country.
No, let's talk about the country.
Yeah, just a university.
So we'll cut that to the EP on the budget. But get look at the country. The country, I say 700, little over 700 million. That's very small. It's very small.
How is it working within the EPA? I'm here looking at Dr. Yakobolo. I mean, doing some funding, the last time your first major action was East International. The next thing, China, you just like bros was like saying, well, I think we have a serious individual down there. You was giving the fund, and this money should be paid into government revenue.
So as we stand, we impose almost $1 million fine now.
$1 million.
Almost $1 million fine, and the last data we got was around 175,000, close to 200,000 that have been collected in the government revenue, based upon fines that we impose. When we impose fine, the fine is paid directly to government revenue to support the budget. So this time when we impose fine, and then we send a letter to the LRA commissioner, Double Jala, and send copy to the Minister of Justice.
Okay.
Because some people want to contest fine. So then the LRA is aggressively going after the fine because they're collecting government
to make sure it's being paid.
Yeah, it's paid. That's the arrangement now.
On what ground do you find this company? I mean, for Liberians listening, ordinary listening, on what ground? What are some of the criteria that don't make up to that the EPA finds them?
Finding a company or closing down the company is a large result to bring a proponent, I mean the companies are called proponent, into compliance of the law. As first, in the case of what company? In the case of East for one of those earlier on, we got information that they were polluting in terms of dust, in terms of wetland degradation, and everything they was doing. So we carried a team of experts to conduct a study on their operation. The finding from that at that point demonstrated that East was emitting 3 times dust level in the air as compared to the acceptable level as recommended by the WHO.
Bad pollution.
Yeah, that's the scientific evidence. We call the company and present the findings to them and say, this is what you are doing. And then we discuss from that point. But in more instances, in the case of East, you write them, they don't write you back. You call them, they don't come to meeting.
Ready?
Yeah, yes.
I mean, you've seen this.
Yeah, that was
you write them, they don't.
Well, of course. So at the end, to get them into compliance, then we step it up by imposing fine and sometimes closing down companies.
Okay.
The same thing we did with China Union as well. In terms of, I think I remember after closing China Union down, the ambassador, the Sasha Affair, came to see me about it. And I just brought all the communication, 3 to 4 letters to China Union. And I said, I'm only presenting EPA case to you. You will not see me present a letter for China Union because they haven't replied to any. Because they have not replied.
Why is this happening, man? I mean, yeah, you are there writing communication upon communication, so you're not getting reply.
Of course. So those are the extreme cases we reach to be able to impose a fine. If a company we write you about your violation. You came to address the violation, right?
Mhm.
And then our technician, they say, this is how you're supposed to do it. There are some effort on your part that you're going to be able to obey the law, and there's a roadmap as to how to do it. At that point, we don't fine you or close you down. We want to support development, we want to support the companies, but we want them to be in compliance. So normally fine and closure are large result of the work of the EPA. But it serves as deterrent also. Since we started to enforce the law of the EPA, we see a number of companies are coming into compliance. Because of that, we are actually, we admit the difficulties in terms of budget. We have raised money now that we have money at the EPA to build a sub office in Grand Cape County.
So have the fund been paid for the record sake?
Of course,
Okay.
and just some of the fee we're raising
Mhm.
in terms of that. The fine being paid is going straight into government revenue.
Are there some point?
That is, and we don't have access to that money except through budgetary
Are there some point where you go back to the negotiation table, maybe to reduce fine, to waive fine, and all of that?
Yes, at some point it's done, but it's done transparently.
Okay.
So if a fine is imposed and the proponent write back, oh, we have not been operating. We're facing this kind of problem. You write back the environmental impact assessment team is a whole community of professionals.
Mhm.
That letter goes, if it comes to me, I clean their attention to it. They go to their meeting. There's a whole range of debate they go through, and then they advise me. Based upon further information, we think that this fine, to get them to pay, this is what. So if the process is followed through that, we sometimes my deputy is sometimes overseeing some of those processes. It goes through that. Then of course, based upon that advice, we act on it. Again, what we're doing is common sense, but also enforcing the law. Yeah, that's what we do. And the EPA law allow that process to take place as well.
Since we are still a little bit around this fines and compelling institutions to comply with the environmental protection and management laws, why did you shut down China New at the time?
I was explaining about China Union.
Okay.
They were operating on an expired environmental permit.
Okay.
They did not renew their permit.
Mhm.
They were carrying on affluent pollution in the community. They were carrying on a whole set of violations, opening new areas without any type of permit. We wrote them, I think, 4 different times. We claimed their attention to the situation. They would not even reply to any of our letters.
Hmm.
As a result, the team took a decision, approved by the senior management team, to close the company down. And when we closed down, we closed down in a serious way. Closing China Union down is a big company. It was a serious matter.
I mean, make headlines.
We worked with the police. The police assigned, I think, 5 different ERU officers
And shut them down.
to go with us. We spent a little over $1,000 there buying closing equipment just to close them down. The equipment, we locked the train track. The train could not move. We locked the warehouses. They say one driver was there trying to misbehave. They took the key from him, the machine key, and brought it to the EPA. They were really, really closed down.
Yes, so the reason I asked the question that is because whether the reasons for which they were closed down, they have improved on some of these compliance issues that they should continue to operate. Just besides paying the fines, the conditions improved. That's why.
So that's the point we are now. After the closure, the committee came back. We pulled before them all in the meeting. They admitted and apologized for their action.
Okay.
We said, then pay the fine. Let's go ahead.
And
they said that about 6 months' time, they were having difficulties with their operation. So we negotiated for them to pay $20,000 down payment to government revenue of the total amount. Then a little over $5,000 to the EPA account to give them temporary permit for a period of 3 months so that we see improvement in their operation.
Otherwise, you will renew the permit.
Exactly. So after that, as I speak to you, they have now started all the order because every operation requires different type of permit. Okay. They've been applying for the permit, we've been acting upon it, and they are doing some work in terms of improvement. And my team is really monitoring their activities. You see that they are 100% far from that.
Okay.
But in terms of the effort on the part of the company, at least letters that have come to me and from my team, we've seen some improvement. And we're going to monitor their activities until they be able to get their act together before they can be able to operate fully with a full permit.
In terms of education outreach, what is the EPA doing? I mean, generally, not just Montserrat, the rest of the 14 counties in terms of education on outreach.
We are doing a lot on that, but we need support to be able to carry on the way it's supposed to be. On our education and outreach program, one of the things we did was, for the first time in the history of the EPA, we brought all county superintendents and development superintendents in Banga for 2 days. Superintendent and development superintendent across the entire 15 counties. We brought them in Banga for 2 days. One, to present a finding to them because we have conducted is a baseline survey as to how climate change is impacting the country. We wanted to share that information with them and get their reaction, but more so to tell them about the working of the EPA and their role in it. So we are able to educate the superintendent, development superintendents about our permitting process. What stages the permit go through, and what are the conditions of the permit? And we told the superintendent, if a company is operating in your area, you have the right to ask them about their environmental permit. This is how you read the permit. These are the conditions associated with the permit. If you know that they are not in compliance, help to raise that to the director, and I gave my number to all of them and my email. Be in touch with me directly, because right now the EPA is not strong to have its presence meaningfully felt in all the areas, and these are decision makers. And the next was to tell them as to how to incorporate environmental issues in their county development agenda they are developing, so that if it is there, we can then make a case to the national government and the international community for budgetary support to enable them implement their county development agenda. That's one level of high level of awareness we created with the stakeholders in the country. Then we are carrying on some radio programming. Normally, our Department of Intersectorial is headed by Madam Frances Siddle. She's doing very well. They go into communities, they mobilize, have meetings with people, talk to them about environmental issues and the rest of it. As of late, the one that we really need support for now is the one we are doing with the LMDI, Mr. John Colley. We really need support. Anybody, any partner, you have some money here and there.
And we hope to get some running on our radio.
Yes. I mean, I'm going to come to the radio. I'm coming to the radio. Please, I'm coming to the radio.
So I'm just making sure.
Exactly. I'm going to the radio. But John Colley, our LMDI, his program is unique in the way that he moved the microphone. We go into a community like Dole community and have a whole maybe 2-3 hour meeting with the people. What are you doing here in this swamp? What led you to come here? Oh, because we pulled, because this, because that, all kinds of reasons is given. The next thing is now, but when you build in a swamp, the rain, you are flooded all the time. What do you want us to do about it? Or they will put some structure, even though all of us in the swamp, but this particular structure, saying they build it, we have been getting increased flooding. It needs to go. We build consensus on that. But then the information is taking a lot of education. We are coming together not just with EPA, but also with public work, but also with the National Disaster Management Agency. So it's the whole package. But then that information is taken and played across the country. More than 40 community radio stations is played. It has a bigger kind of impact. And so with that one, we're asking for support. The other one is what we are developing. We'll be reaching out to you now in terms of radio drama, in terms of jingles. We are currently developing those. And those are the areas we need to partner with a radio station like Truth FM and other radio stations across our country to be able to play these jingles and these drama all the time. As time goes by, I'm also looking for funding in the way that we can bring a group of journalists together, especially those who spend a lot of time on the radio, to teach them a whole range of environmental communication skills. So if they sit behind the microphone, in between two, they can volunteer. You know, people are very powerful, the kind of information you give. So in between songs, you know, talk about the other issue, highlight the other issue. This is the point we are determined to partner with the media, especially the media. And then we have a vibrant social media ongoing. We plan to have similar program along with the state radio, ELBC as well.
I mean, these jingles and thing will be definitely good because you find out there are some meaning shop will just burn dye, just burn toxins, in the air. When you go and ask people, say, "Well, I'm doing my business." The man is burning his kappa right at the back of your house. He's not running my own business, but he's polluting the air as well.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And that's what we have to talk to them about. That you can't burn the tire, you burning it. It's against the environmental laws. But what one thing we are working on now, which we hope to get out before the end of this month, by the director of the Minister of Finance, is to come up with the solid waste management policy. The
Okay.
policy is actively worked on even as I speak to you at the EPA. Because when that policy is up, it will help us a lot. The point here is do not burn the tire, but tell the person where to put the tire,
Okay.
right? Not just say to burn it, but if I have it, I need to get rid of it. You say I should not burn it, but then tell me the alternative place to carry it, right?
Mhm.
So we have to complement that way using common sense approach. And the policy is going to be able to do that. When that policy will have a structure, especially dealing with solid waste. Entire is a solid waste, the one we're just talking about. So those processes in terms of policy are ongoing currently, and there's more that we can do about those.
Okay. Yes, so I will go strictly to the issue of flooding. We can now rule out the impact of climate change. You've been talking about it over the period of time. We understand one of the factors has been people building in a wetlands, which is not supposed to be. Like we've said over the time, that wetland is not owned by anybody; it's for the government. So most of the time people are constructing the wetlands. Sometimes we'll see EPA will place stop order, and after a period of time you come back, that construction is completed. At the end of the day, people suffer from flooding because when the water cannot fit in where it's supposed to go, it will come back to the communities. Chief, we really want to know when it comes to enforcement of the laws, what new are you bringing to ensure that these things are not happening? People are not backfilling the swamps, building homes there, building in the waterways, and all of that.
So we are bringing something new. I think the thing we are bringing, and we are bringing to the EPA and doing is one, first, we hold ourselves very highly accountable to be law abiding in all fields of life. So I think that's important to set that good example. Working with the senior management team of the EPA to set that good example. I think it's very important to highlight that. The other one we are doing is to enforce the law. But enforcing the law, you have to be law abiding as you enforce the law. What do I say? The issue of a wetland is very complicated. We are
Okay.
doing something about it. The complication is that wetlands are nationalized by the land authority. It's supposed to be the government. Over time, people move to city areas and city governments, city mayors, township commissioners. In the past, started to give right to these people. What are squatter rights? Different kinds of rights. Some of them even have deed for the land. Okay, so the act of you going to remove them and just maybe break their home, you have to be careful that you are also abiding by the law in doing so. So the reason why we have not, we haven't demolished a lot of these structures, even though we mark a lot of them, those are the complexity. We still a legal framework around that. The challenge we are having at the EPA is that we only have one legal assistant who is doing extremely well, Honorable Kohine. So he's a legal assistant. So our legal department, in a new budget, going to 2025 budget, we have proposed to have a stronger legal department. Because these complexities will go through our legal department. They will advise us, right? So before I demolish this structure as EPA and say, let's work with public work to demolish the structure and the rest of it, what are the information surrounding this? A strong legal department will carry on swap of that particular property. They will know all the whether you have deal or not, all that one. Then we are in the frame mind, the right place to be able to demolish the structure. But if we don't do, we get started demolishing structure, you know that the EP will be brought down in a lot of court actions, and then it will take away some of the other good work we are doing.
Okay.
However, we're asking people not to, because it's unlawful is not correct. Not only that it's unlawful, you make yourself much more poor. Okay, you go and construct in the wetland, right? And there where the water's supposed to sit.
Mm.
The water come and enter your home. You know what I mean when the flow water enters a home? It's really bad. So this is not the way to behave. And so the greater enforcement is getting citizens to abide by the law.
Mhm.
It's less costly, it less tensions, and the rest of it. And then also the historicity. Even when we went to Dole community, when we asked the people why you are here, they said President Dole time they were asked to move there. Dole declared the place, a government land that you can go there to settle there. And the entire group moved in there. And to demolish that place and get that place properly done, government has to find alternative place for these people. Because if you go inside the money, where would they go?
Mm.
Again, it's the same government. And government is responsible for the citizen.
Yeah, so in terms of
Mhm.
legislative support, what kind of legislative support does the EPA need to strengthen its ability to protect the environment?
Oh, I think we are getting some good support there.
Okay.
We need more though. We need more, most of them to come on board. But I can say the few months we spent at the EPA, we have a good relationship with our managers there. When I say managers, I talk about who are directly responsible for our area.
Mm.
At the Senate, we have Honorable Eric Snow right now. He's the chairperson of hydrocarbon environment. We had formerly we had Honorable Freeman from Grand Kidman, and at the House of Representatives we have Honorable Eugene Colley, District Number 5 of County. These are the people we relate to directly in terms of that. But I also want to say that the Speaker himself, take for instance, we are doing some big international project, again, wetland restoration. We carry on coastal defense, now for West Point to be washed away, some other defense for Sino, different places. The international money that the EPA get, the government need to pay a kind of contribution towards that.
Mhm.
Normally, to release the international funding, government has to put in a little bit more. At some point, we were stranded, and we are still stranded.
Just from that.
Stranded with a Sino project.
Mhm.
The climate information system project is supposed to build meteorological center around the country so we get real warning kind of information. Those project government need to contribute to it. We wrote a letter to the speaker. I met him and spoke to him about it. We needed like $0.5 million, 500,000 to get the project going. We wrote it, and he approved the letter. Really, the projects are important. The speaker did approve for this recast project, right? Process when recast of the budget process was going on. He approved it. He sent it to their committee. We met the committee. They asked a series of questions. We justified it. To the credit of the lower house, I'm told they passed the budget without money in it. Unfortunately, at the Senate level, it was removed. The reason is, according to the Senate, they were not adding any new budgetary line. They were moving just money from one point to another. It is a huge challenge. We are now working with the finance ministry to see how best they can stay supported, at least to look in the general claim and the rest of it. And we are getting some good sign that the finance ministry is doing that. However, it's just one instant. The Senate Pro Tem, Kanga Lawrence, has been extremely supportive to the work for the work of the EPA. A lot of senators across the board. They have called me there to raise wetland issue, the mercury, different issues, the elephant situation in Grand Capeman. They have called me. They have gone and sat with them and discussed jointly as to how to move forward. So we can see that we are getting a good level of support from the legislature at this moment.
Yeah, so lastly, this will be my last question for mine. And in terms of collaboration with state actors, what role do state government play in the EPA initiative? How does the agency ensure consistency and cooperation across state lines?
The EPA had cut across all government agencies in terms of support. So we are doing that. So we raise international funding and support the Ministry of Agriculture, Dr. Nuta, and we have had series of meetings along some of these things to support smart agriculture. Whether we are in the IEA at Vienna talking about Atom for Food program, that's a new program line we're going to be working on. Current projects follow different kinds of projects ongoing right now with EPA fundraising support. Like we're talking about the coastal defense project, working with Ministry of Mines and Energy and Public Work in those areas. What are raising support or training, developing policy for the National Disaster Management Agency, um, and the local government, the Minister of Internal Affairs, and many other institutions, the WASH Commission, Minister of Health. So a range of governmental institutions, the EPA
Mhm.
work to support Freeport Monrovia, and just a lot of them. So we are working to support their efforts, and because we regulate also their activities as a regulatory institution. What are supposed working with the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs on different things, and the Forestry Development Authority on carbon, the leadership that coming from state and all of that. So we work with a range of institutions, and I think the Minister of Finance on financing issues as well. So I think that role will continue. The EPA is like a fulcrum for the society in terms of managing the environment for today's and future generation. And those kinds of engagement will go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I want to say thank you to the Foreign Affairs Minister. Several instruments that have been pending from past government, very important for the future of this country. We deposited them under the auspices of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, led by Honorable J.D. Ahmad quite recently in Vienna, Austria. Very important. The Minister of Foreign Affairs gave me the authority to sign on behalf of the government
Okay.
several important instruments. One of those be the Minamata Convention on Migratory. So we deposited that and ratified that. We signed the biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction. We signed that one and deposited it. We're going to get a lot of international goodwill and benefit in terms of helping us to protect our water system. And without the cooperation of the ministers and the head of government institutions, in fact, the EPA work would not be moving as far as we see it. So credit due them. So we are working with them, of course, the president. I want to say that in this case, each time I meet the president, I explain, say, go and enforce the environmental laws. The
Mm.
president say, we like to talk too much in this country, we never enforce the law. Yeah, go and enforce the law. And after I meet the president is very stern on
The
this.
laws are all on the book, but
Yeah,
no
the president is
implementation.
always very, very stern on this.
Absolutely.
So, without leadership, right? So then we enforce the law without fear because we know that all the stakeholders, including the presidency, are backing our action. So it's a good thing for this country.
Okay. Yeah. So the next thing is about the issue of the carbon market. We understand countries with the big industries are trying to urge countries who still have forest cover, like Liberia, with I think almost 40% of the Upper Guinea forest, to preserve for climate change mitigation purposes. What is that we're doing to, and we've been talking about this carbon market issue for long. If we reserve our forest, how we live. So what are we doing to benefit if we are keeping our forests?
So a lot. Thankfully, we did not knock all of our forests down. So we have more. We have when we say the West African Guinea forest, the forests are used to stretch from Nigeria all the way to Sierra Leone. So we have over 40% of our forest remaining, primary forest, which is very good. We can now use the forest to get money to support development efforts. How that is done, the earth is getting warm. The reason why the warming is taking place, we are producing harmful gases. These harmful gases include carbon dioxide. One of the main one, methane gas. When we when we drive car, the fuel we're burning, the gasoline we're burning. And in America, where they burn coal, they do different things across the country, especially the developed countries, they are producing a lot of harmful gases in the air. And those gases are melting what we call depleting what we call the ozone layer. The ozone layer is a layer that protects the earth and regulate the earth environment. If we do that, so we're damaging those, so the sun is hitting the earth very high. The south pole, the north pole of the earth, they are block of ice. When the heat hit the ice melts. So the south pole and the north pole, the block of ice is melting, and so the volume of the ocean is increasing. And so we see what is happening to West Point or New Town, right? Increased erosion, the sea level rise, and the rest
Mm.
of it. It's not good. Because of that, we're getting erratic rainfall. Even in Liberia here, agriculture is impacted because our rainy season is not straightforward like it used to be. Our dry season is not straightforward as it used to be. Sometimes rain coming during the dry season, sometimes rainy season, they prolong rain, sunshine, and so impacting all of us. One of the ways that we can help to clean these harmful gases from the environment is the forest. The forest has the ability to absorb the gases. All right. In elementary science, trees absorb carbon. Right.
Yeah.
It's a C scenario. Nothing to
Mhm.
change it. Because of that, in 2015, the world gathered in Paris, 2015 and 16, and decided that we have to introduce a market-based system under Article 6.2 of the UN Climate Change Agreement, so that those who are polluting more can pay more, and those who are cleaning the environment are paid for the cleanliness they're doing. So if you're having the forest and forest is absorbing the carbon, somebody in America, in China, in other places, they produce in India, they're producing more. And because they're producing more, there's a cap. Their country might say, do not produce more than this, right? If they're producing more than that, then they will come to Liberia and pay Liberia and say, we're producing this, but you are absorbing this. So we pay you for the crazy thing we're doing in terms of damaging the environment. That money then can be used to develop an economy with clean technology, the hydro. We want to build hydro. We don't have money to build hydro. But somebody who is polluting somewhere can come and give us money for the forest standing, and we can use that particular money to build hydro. So that's the process in the simplest form that carbon market. It's very complicated.
All right.
Carbon is measured in a ton per carbon. You can see it. So it's a complicated thing. We don't have the time to go through that.
Yeah.
But that's the basic idea. What are we doing in Liberia? The EPA and the FDA are working to get this right, of course, with the support of the Minister of State under the direction of the President.
Okay.
Right? So we are working over the next, we have a big range between 12 to 24 months to get Liberia ready for carbon market. Two tiers of development going on. One is to get the policy and the law in place. So if carbon is to be traded in Liberia, we got to define what is carbon, who owns the carbon, right? Benefit sharing when money is paid for the forest, how the money coming or how it will be shared. The government, the county, the local community, the villages, and the rest of it. So all those got to go through a policy, be validated, and be entered into law, right? Because we operate as a country on law. That one aspect. EPA is leading that. The other one is you will only sell if you know what you have. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You make a better bargaining and price your goods because you know it. But if you don't know it, somebody might come and fool you and give you peanut. We have to carry on the inventory of Liberian forest to know the carbon stock we have, to say this is what we have and this is what we can trade. And that is a whole scientific process under the UN FCCC that has to be followed.
Okay.
So right now, the FDA, we are supporting the FDA leading on this. We signed an agreement with American-based NGO called the Coalition of Rainforest Nation. So we are working to support the FDA and the EPA with technical capacity to make sure to have that inventory process correct and verified by the UN. Because when we do everything and submit to the UN, UN will look at the data, they will send the expert, they will say what Liberia is saying is true, this is what you have to sell. It will come along with the law. When we get that, then we can open the market now. We
All
can
right.
start to trade carbon. The institution that will lead all of that. So that process is ongoing right now.
All right. So
Okay.
that process is ongoing right now. Well, the head of the EPA, Dr. Yuri Yakmawola, I guess, live. Yeah, let's get the lines activated. 6 minutes up till 10 o'clock, 0777-285-961. You follow the discussion. Our bill line.
Yes, and 0770202579 for the female to call and participate as well. Let's take the first caller. Good morning.
Marka, good morning. And let me say good morning to Oni and as well to your guest. My name is Aloysius P. from Jr. And I'm phoning this morning from Roma, DV County. Marka, there are few, entities in government that are struggling with the African mainland. The EPA only has two leadership of Dr. Yapaulo is one of them. And I was appreciating a lot because those fundamental work that we are seeing doing in the past few months, it is tell us that he's one of those persons that have a vision for transforming the
Okay, thank you. Your line is a little bit breaking because you're calling away from our TV. Well,
Feedback
this one is
terrible.
also,
Move away from your monitor.
that's so terrible. Good morning.
Let's say good morning. And let me say good morning to all new rappers. and as well to the guests in studio. Marka, like the previous caller said, I think this EPA boss is doing tremendously well at that level. You see, Marka, one concern that I have this morning, it has to do with the fish waste management. I don't know what the EPA is really doing. Is it that the EPA has a structural, form of when it comes to this issue of waste management? If so, I want the boss institute to say categorically clear to the Liberian people this morning, why are those structures put in place when it comes to this issue of waste management in our country?
Okay, waste management.
Okay, the role of the EPA in waste management. Good morning.
Good morning, Marka and O'Neill. Listen, good morning to Daddy Studio. To list on Marka and O'Neill this morning, my name is Joe Camo. But I very admire the skill here in that Yafaro because some of us will not know that in a relative way to serve the EPA. So that I don't want to encourage you, or don't be distracted by the mere political toy around here. Some of us will know the kind of character you carry to the EPA, and you are well respected individual in this country with trust and ability. No doubt. God will be watching your back to see how God can protect you.
Hey, God. I haven't heard any political talk surrounding his work so far anyway. But good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Marka Kamara. I'm the CEO of LIDS Records Foundation.
Okay.
I listen to you when you talk about jingles production. I have a production house that produces jingles in the feature house, people in the English. Please accept my quotation. If you do business with us, every single thing will be transforming the lives from the ghetto. Thank you.
Okay, so you do all the 16 vernacular.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good morning.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning.
Morning.
Okay, let me say thank you to Director Yagbaulu in studio. My name is Myean. Please come to Bible here. The Bible here is really our environment.
Right, you can't impose on fans.
Yeah.
Oh, Bao Chico. Yes, Bao Chico.
Yeah, Bao Chico just clever. Oh, Bao Chico is saying Babalu, right?
Yes, Bao Chico.
Okay.
Thank you for bringing Bao Chico issue to our attention. I like that.
So, we're gonna email. Yeah,
you got an email that.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Marka and my dear brother. I want to thank Dr. Yafalo. When the expert is speaking, you know strictly what the person is explaining. Dr. Yafalo, I want to appreciate you. I want you guys, more especially you, so that you can bring change to Liberia. Liberia is too old to be behind every time with everything like this. I listen to you, I follow you from start to end. I want to thank you, let God bless you, let it not be political, let it be for Mama Liberia.
All right, thank you. Let's take two more calls.
Right. Thank
2 minutes up to 10
Good
o'clock.
morning,
So we'll take 2 more
environmental reporter.
Yeah, good morning. This is Joseph Sion, the Executive Director of the Environmental Media Group, Journalists for the Protection of Nature. We've been working in the environmental sector for a very long time, creating awareness and doing advocacy around policies and legal instruments. Because the issue is that the Executive Director said the issue is it really put us on the issue of enforcement. Like in Bakulu County, there are a lot of illegal money activities ongoing, and there are a lot of chemicals being used that are detrimental to the environment. And like he said, I would just like to encourage him to work with a lot of groups that will ensure that awareness is created around the environmental sector. The issue of wetland is one of the critical issues. Now we are doing a proposal on the wetland. On the wetland issue, because we think that our involvement into it is very much good. Okay. Because if we work together, we'll score the kind of goal we need to score in the environmental sector. We employ your work. The work you are doing at the EPA is very good, and we think that you need to do more in terms of enforcement. Enforcement should be the instrument used.
Okay.
All right.
Yes,
let's take one more call. It's 10 o'clock already.
The final one. Good morning.
Good morning, O'Neill.
Good
morning, Dr. I appreciate the EPA boss so much. Listening to him and his exposé. This come as we are not surprised. We know that people who are not there in government come on board. They kind of try to do their best. That is why we put it urge the president to employ more of these guys in government and forget about those powerful and recycle guys in government. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Jackson, Baptist Seminary.
Baptist
Okay,
Seminary,
yeah.
Adelaide Politics. It's 10 o'clock. Yeah, so let's use 2 of our radio time. That you can use 2-3 minutes, and we'll call it a day. Yes, you listen up to the callers.
Wonderful. I want to say thank you to all of the callers. I think many of them are appreciating our work, and we do appreciate your call as well and all of your support. Any other place you are, help us to deal with this problem. And I think we can deal with it. The waste management, so I talk about the policy that will be completed, so especially solid waste management. So look up to that in terms of waste management. The gentleman who is doing some work with environmental group in terms of civil society. We are working with civil society and we want to work with them more and more and more. Why? Because they are very close to the people. They work very, very close to the people. That's why we are encouraging communities to establish what we call community environmental clubs. The community environmental clubs, if you're interested, Francis Cyril, come to the EPA, ask for her. We try for community members to take environmental issues in their own hand. If you establish your community environmental club, so in your community, we'll be working with you, training you, and supporting you. The thing about it is, especially environmental degradation, you'll know what to do with your trash, how to dispose of your trash. But if anybody is coming to build illegal structure in your community, especially those who live around the wetland, you'll be the first guy. You'll say, no, you're not supposed to build here. And you will elect the EPA so that we prevent the construction before it starts. Because when the construction go to a certain point, you can destroy it. To enforce the law, we don't really have anything like, apart from the complexity I spoke about, the legal implication for this, we can do it. But it will be easy if we stop the person not to build it in the first place, right? The clubs will help us to do that. So we're asking people to establish community environmental clubs. One good gentleman, his name is Tony Tan, is doing some with schools. He establishing school environmental clubs, working with elementary students. I think that's a very good thing. We are also looking for support for that particular group. So I think together all of us can work. I just want to say very fast that the EPA is expanding in the counties. We established 4 different new counties that are very active. The other existing structures, they are still weak. We're trying to strengthen them. This year, we want to make sure that we have office in Grand Crew as well as River G. So one of the offices are established will be very active in the southeastern and strengthening the offices that are there as well. I'll talk about establishing, building a sub office in Grand Cape because a lot is going on there. And then we're building, as of next year, we're building an advanced laboratory here in Liberia. We'll be able to carry on a lot of environmental studies and analysis here in our lab. I want to say thank you. This is not one man thing. From Deputy Director Dwell Bole to the entire senior management team of the EPA, to a very vibrant board that is quite engaged with the work of the EPA and the board members and the policy council and our workers, our inspectors, the securities, and everyone at the EPA, the financial people. This is a teamwork. For me, it's there to provide the leadership. It's that leadership we are providing, and the Liberian people are becoming to see it. But more to come. We're asking every Liberian to work. And I share the sentiment of a gentleman who called and said, this country is too old for us to stay behind. I agree with that. And I think that's what the president has been telling us as well. Together, we can change our narrative. So let us work together for the betterment of this country. Thank you to the media for all you do. We're asking for your support. Please spread the message also. We'll find time so we'll talk more. We want to bring a group of you together so that we'll conduct some training.
And we're looking forward to that training.
Yeah,
make mention.
So that you have the kind of capacity to be able to help us to spread the message across the land and breadth of this country. We say thank you.
Thank you so much. The voice of Dr. Yue Yakpawolo closing us up on the last segment of the TBS. Marka has been wonderful serving breakfast this morning.
Yes, and I think I'm impressed with the interview, the responses to these critical issues we asked about. It shows that there are signs that there are transformation at the level of the EPA. We just hope that the enforcement aspect be upheld, and we. As you listen to most of the callers, they believe that Yapawolo can deliver.
Yes, Thank you so much, Doc. This morning we're gonna follow up. Tomorrow, our guest probably will have Dr. Dua Christian
Okay.
of Infield.
Yes.
Yes, hope to confirm that later on in our broadcast. But thanks so much, Myean Torgbean Bill on camera. Marka Davis, my name is O'Neill in the midst of all we do.
Country first.
Country first.
Yes.
Have a blessed day. Bye bye.